Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? I am Dan from Trading with Dan. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope you guys have all had a fantastic week. This is our Bitcoin morning update. So if you guys wouldn't mind smashing that like button, we shall go straight over to those Bitcoin 4-hour charts. So look at that for an absolute scam week in Bitcoin yesterday. It's just hilarious, isn't it? You just can't make this stuff up. It is great, isn't it? It is great. But yeah, so a nice scam week down, pretty much actually almost to the dollar on where we had the underside of our support level. Our support level drawn, obviously grabbed all the liquidity for the people that put their stops underneath these wicks down here, which is a perfectly reasonable place for you to have your stops. So yeah, they got wiped out. And then what happened? We then rallied in pretty much in a straight line from the bottom of that candle wick back up to basically like 9% higher, and over $5,000 move. It's just hilarious, isn't it? You have to laugh. You do have to laugh at these things. I literally am laughing. It is just funny. It's funny to see what happens in crypto. But yeah, there you go. And then where do we find ourselves now? Basically back into this little sideways range that this like shorter term range that price action has liked to stay in previously for a short period of time, before obviously breaking back up to the upside or to the downside. So yeah, what can we expect here? Maybe we have fully and formally established this as the lower side of the range, as we kind of were suspecting would be the case. $57,000 to $58,000, and then this obviously being the all-time high, being the upper side of the range, and then maybe Bitcoin's just going to trade sideways within this range, trade sideways until it doesn't, until we find our next trending directional move, be it to the upside to all-time highs and above all-time highs and beyond, which would be my bias, or maybe it's to the downside and then we come down towards the low 50s and then potentially put in a low down there before turning back up. I don't think this bull run is over. I mean, I don't even feel like I need to say that I don't think this bull run is over. I don't think anyone really thinks this bull run is over, which maybe isn't the best view, but I mean I don't think it's over nonetheless. So yeah, realistically there's a weekend as well, so we'll probably see some shenanigans, I expect. Maybe we get up to around 64,000, maybe we even come down to 58 again. Who knows which direction it will take. But yeah, potential sideways just with some oscillation around a mean. If we want to go and look at our beloved Ethereum Satoshi chart, this is obviously looking good now. We fully and formally broke and held above this horizontal level. You can see this horizontal we've kind of got here. We can maybe actually update this a little bit, move it up a little bit. Yeah, we can move this up a little bit. We've got this horizontal. Oh, come on, let me get it. Yeah, we could probably move it to about here, which is literally where we've just come up to. Actually, this is probably a better place for this line. So again, this is the level that if we get it back above, well, it's a level that we could certainly get rejected at, come down and test into our support box here. If I just extend this along also, or we do break above. Make a beeline for that overhead resistance here, and obviously this is potentially the major one. I mean, as much as I would like to say that yeah, we're going to get up to here and onwards and upwards, I mean we very much could do that, but I have a proclivity for sideways ranges, and this is just a wider sideways range where realistically we'd have to say, well, we're going to get up to here and then we are going to come down. Maybe we don't test the bottom of the range, maybe we test the mid upper quartile before turning back up, but you kind of have to expect some sort of resistance, and we're not just going to catapult straight through. This being crypto though, it is clearly so far from a non-zero probability that we do just catapult through, because things like that do happen, and we have consolidated in this range since May. So for a considerable period, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, 6 months, that's half a year, guys. So that is a long time to consolidate here. So yeah, we could very much see a move up at any point, and it wouldn't be unreasonable. Let's have a look at the good old DXY doing what we doing what we kind of expected. We do expect this to come down. Sorry. We do expect to score. I'm still so snotty and phlegmy. If we extend this box along, I mean, yeah, obviously we've ran into this box now, fully and formally tested it, bouncing off it, but I mean, do I expect this box to hold? My bias will tell me no, but if it does hold and we then turn back up from here, that would look perfectly fine, perfectly constructive. It would not go amiss. It's maybe just my bias that's saying that this will break down, but I guess you have to have your biases based on what on what fundamental stuff you do as well, because ultimately the market is in the short term what is it in the short term I can't even think, but in the longer term a balancing mechanism. I forgot what the expression was, but basically in the short term it can do whatever, but in the longer term it is gonna lean towards what the macro fundamental picture pretty much dictates. Stocks as well. Yeah, just holding up there. I mean, not really. I was just trying to think of, there's a pause there as I was trying to think of what that expression was. But yeah, just consolidating at these highs, nothing really bearish there. I mean, maybe we get a pullback, maybe we do get as deep as down into this horizontal before then going on our crack up boom. You probably hear that crack up boom term been used a lot more around Finance 1.0 people now, because I think they've got with the program. We've obviously been talking about it for ages, but they're all Keynesians anyway, so they didn't even know what a crack up boom was until recently. So yeah, 10 years well, sort of just floundering around up here. Nothing of too much importance to look at there. In fact, we didn't look at the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, because it has the Ethereum dollar pairing, because it has basically traded at an all-time high. This level here was an all-time high based on Kraken anyway, and we have wicked above that. So I mean, we got up there, we retraced, we consolidated, we're now back up there. I mean, we know how this story goes. We are now gonna continue on with an upwards, forward check, back check, pay check. I mean, we're back up here, so acceleration. We don't believe in double tops here. Bitcoin dominance as well, showing signs of weakness in the face of obviously what is going on. Looking like this could be a nice top, important horizontal level. We are below it. I mean, we are below it, so this looks up. This looks bearish. This looks like we are now coming down. Some people obviously in crypto think this is bullish and continuing up to the upside, up to wherever, but I think they may be mistaken. But we shall see. Let's not count our chickens before they hatch. Yeah, that's about it for what I want to look at on here. That is about it that I want to look at on here. Let's look at those stochastics then. 4 hour we did see yesterday was giving us an upward bias, and I mean, yeah, I guess it did obviously fully play out from what we were looking at, because we were just down here yesterday morning, weren't we? But yeah, it has dragged us up, even with an absolute scam whip down. So like, obviously people trading this like with their stops and stuff, I mean, just RIP, I guess. Just it's hard, trading is hard, because this happens, especially in crypto. Let's have a look at the 10 hour. Let's have a look at the highest time frame. These I guess are got to be moving up now as well, and looking good for us. But yeah, moving up. Yeah, I had obviously a nice pullback and now moving back up again. So constructive read there. Just needs to continue on upwards. 12 I suspect will be pointing up as well once it decides. So yeah, turning up from a low level is here. So this is a relatively good read for potential upside. Yeah, daily still pointing down. but obviously got the ability to turn back up, providing price action keeps going up. I mean, kind of goes without saying. 2-day pointing down, 3-day pointing down, 5-day pointing up, still looking all right. We could end up with something like this, and this clearly just be fine. Weekly also back up as well, could end up with something again like that, and this just be fine, onwards and upwards to all-time highs, 100k, etc. Bi-weekly moving up, and this monthly is going to turn up at this monthly close, I think, as long as we're above about $57,000. So yeah, I mean, we will start to look like an absolutely ridiculously good stochastic read with, I mean, price action trend looking good, fundamentals looking good, just liquidity in the system looking good, the impotent Fed looking good. Everything is the stars are aligning. That is not to say that we can't end up with a black swan event thrown at us. But yeah, I mean, failing that, we are onwards and upwards. Basically, we're gonna continue. Just continue. So yeah, that is it, guys. Remember, this is not a financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, and I shall speak to you guys soon.